Upon finishing Tears of the Kingdom, I actually went back to play Breath of the Wild to see how the two games differed from one another, and I noticed the most tiny thing about these two games that is actually a huge positive when we look deeper into it. It's something that no other sequential Zelda games have done, partly because when the next Zelda comes out, it's often entirely disconnected from the previous game, or it takes place in a different locale with different people. Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild are very different, of course, not from each other, but from other Zeldas. They share a world, and just as importantly, they share many, many NPCs. Upon replaying Breath of the Wild, I realized how many different town and world NPCs grew and changed between the two games. Like, for instance, in Breath of the Wild, upon arriving at the TotK Bazaar in the Gerudo Desert, you'll see a lot of Gerudos and Hylians hanging out. You can also spy a Rito there as well. This is Guy, and he says he's visiting and he wants you to make a cold potion for him before he departs from the bazaar. So boom, side quest unlocked, make Guy chiller. Do it and he's grateful, thanking you in what has to be recently learned Gerudo tongue. Upon completing the quest, you can ask why he hasn't left, and he'll always say he's going to leave the following day. Tears of the Kingdom at first tells a similar story. You get to the TotK Bazaar, mostly Gerudos, but if you paid attention in Breath of the Wild, you'll quickly notice that Guy is still at the TotK Bazaar. Guess he never did end up leaving the next day. When you talk to him, it becomes apparent that he's just been living at the bazaar for a while now. He knows more Gerudo, but clumsily jumbles up and mixes English and Gerudo words. While not a notable enough character to get a side quest in Breath of the Wild sequel, he still has in a very, very minor way developed as a character. Korok Forest consists mostly of shrine quests in both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. One of these shrine quests in Breath of the Wild entails silently trailing a rambunctious Korok by the name of Oki. Honestly, he's a total champ for toughing it out, making the perilous journey through the Lost Woods despite being super scared the entire time. And at the end of it, you are rewarded with a shrine. That's what he was trying to get to, in an effort to prove himself more than anything else. Now, in Tears of the Kingdom, he has another side quest, but he's definitely mellowed out between games. Who knows, maybe something not so great happened to him on the way back from the shrine. You can find him setting up shop inside of the Deku Tree's mouth. His request is pretty simple. He just wants some flowers for his den. Your reward for completing his quest this time, though, he gives you the Korok paraglider fabric. Total legend. Alright, now really I could go on and talk about the various NPCs throughout Hyrule that undergo curious developments and changes throughout the two games, but I'd rather just talk about the insignificant ones like the Ice Guy and Oki.